Let me take you back to early 2018. It's midnight. I'm looking at my study notes for my A-levels and I'm struggling. I should be sleeping, getting ready for the next day at school, but instead I'm worried about my grades and my future. I'm normally someone who sets high, lofty expectations for myself. Coupled that with the pressure of others expecting me to get good grades, and also for the UCAS predicted grades, which my teachers helped me to bump up a little bit. With all these weighing down on me, I felt the pressure, especially because I was predicted to get A's and high B's, and here I was looking at papers with C's on them. It was very difficult for me to tune out the noise. I was motivated by the goal of getting an A or an A star, but I wasn't enjoying my learning. I lost focus with what really mattered, getting deep into the joy of learning and understanding how I could get better. These grades that I was aiming for, this was the external goal that was keeping me going. But this is a very dangerous game to play. If I got those A grades, great. But if I didn't get those A grades, boy would I be crushed inside. So here I was on a quest to rediscover my love for learning and find that intrinsic motivation. Here I want to present to you an important distinction. That external rewards, such as grades, money when you complete tasks, they're good in the short term. But as long-term motivators, what we need instead is a deeper connection in what we're studying or learning. We need a lasting intrinsic drive through all the ups and downs. And something that I realized personally was that when you genuinely try and tap into what connects with you, then the possibilities are far greater than you previously imagined. There are 3 concepts that I want to give you guys to try out in your lives. The first is self-determination theory. Now, there are 3 factors at play when we want to increase our internal or intrinsic motivation. Number 1, autonomy. You take the ownership on your learning. Oftentimes when we're in school or we're studying for an exam, you have to study what is on the syllabus. It sucks, I know. Now, you can study the easier topics and get away with that for a while, but it will come back to bite you. Instead, what you want to do is personalize your learning as much as possible. Are you someone who likes to study with notes and detailed paragraphs? Go for it. Are you best at learning when something is visually drawn out in front of you and when you need to draw something yourself? Copying notes out of a textbook is good for one person, but it's not something you can apply in every case. The second aspect of the self-determination theory is competence. You want to set small goals, but find a way to celebrate those small goals as you tick each one off in pursuit of a bigger one. What do I mean by that? Well, let's suppose that you have the goal of getting an A grade. That's an external reward. However, you can set small goals to get closer to that goal of yours. What can you do? Well, you can set aside 30 minutes to study on a particular topic. You can test yourself on 10 questions related to that topic and then write down how you can improve. It makes learning a little bit more enjoyable, but it breaks it down into different components. So one study session doesn't feel like a slog. And finally, you want to surround yourself with people who are like-minded in your pursuit of your goals. It really helps to have people around you who are aiming for the same goal so they can help pick you up on your journey. You can pick them up on theirs, and you can all celebrate together when you each hit small milestones. Think about this. As a kid, you were told to do the dishes and you'd get £2 of pocket money to spend on chocolates or sweets back when £2 could actually get you something when you were younger. The first few times you do it, you feel great, but after the 15th, 20th time, that initial desire that you had to do the dishes, it goes. Now, what you want to do here is tie your learning to an interest. For example, you may be living out at university very soon. Maybe you want to spend the next few months doing household chores so you can become better, quicker, and have more fun and study for longer when you're at uni. This is not going to work in all cases, and it would be difficult for me to get intrinsically motivated now to do the dishes. But sometimes we just want to see things done, and that's when you should just do the work, even when you don't feel like doing it. And so what we want to do here is to tap into the flow state. It's what we all want, where there's this magic of just being immersed totally into something. So you want to create a focused, distraction-free environment. Take a look around you. Are there loads of cables cluttered around your desk or your room where you are right now? Is it messy? Do you have scraps of paper hanging around, loose notebooks, pens, pencils? I wish I understood how powerful this was earlier, but having a cluttered environment clutters your mind as well. It sounds impractical, but it makes a genuine difference. So make small steps to declutter your environment. Maybe get a storage box to put those loose sheets of paper or notebooks into. Regarding distractions, our mobile phones are powerful at keeping us distracted if we let them. To try and cultivate focus, you can put your phone in another room to give you that physical separation, or you can put your phone on airplane mode, because during the day, it's unlikely that you'll get critical, important messages. And then the final concept I want to talk about is value-based goal setting. We want to link our studies to the values that we hold dear to us and our goals in life. Let's say you're really interested about climate change. Well, you could tie your studies, especially if you're doing biology or geography, into that passion of climate change. It's a small tweak, but it actually gets you more psychologically pumped to study that subject. I know for myself, some of the values I hold dear to me are helping others and advocating for some change. And when I connected that to my learnings, especially when I studied history at university, that's when I felt the greatest enjoyment. But I wanted to study history because we can learn the lessons of the past to avoid having a worse future. And that was one of my core motivations for studying history. A bonus strategy is to just be positive in your outlook. Now, you don't want to be overly optimistic about everything because that's a recipe for disaster. At the same time, you don't want to be like I was when I was younger, pessimistic about everything, the world, my studies. You want to have a healthy dose of optimism to not get swayed by anything that you see. And you want to view challenges as an opportunity in line with that positive outlook. You get a C grade, well, use that as a chance to learn and improve and use the teacher's feedback to get a better grade next time. We can't control the outcome that we get, but we can certainly improve the quality of our preparation to try and get a better outcome. After I graduated from university, that's when the greatest learning happens. You have to go about it on your own terms. And using these strategies will definitely help you get closer to doing that. I want to leave you with one important message, that you want to try and unlock intrinsic motivation throughout your educational journey. You want to keep learning. You'll always be learning new things and you'll continue to evolve with the times. The worst thing we can do as humans is rest on our laurels and stop learning. So I'm curious, what strategies have you tried to unlock intrinsic motivation in your lives? Do you agree with the strategies that I've mentioned? And will you implement them going forward? And if you found value from this discussion, don't forget to subscribe to receive further insights on how to fuel your personal journey and development. Let's continue to evolve every day, no matter how big or small the step.